Have you looked closely at the glassware in your kitchen cabinets lately? If you're holding on to any vintage, brightly painted promotional glasses, you might be exposing your family to toxic heavy metals every time you pour a drink. In 2010, McDonald's issued a massive recall for 12 million of these heavily decorated Shrek drinking glasses. The paint used to bring Fiona, Donkey, and Shrek to life contained dangerous levels of a highly toxic substance. Today, we are going to do a complete safety audit of your kitchen. We'll identify exactly which cross-promotional items pose a risk, look at the specific regulatory loopholes that allowed them onto your shelves, and set up a proper quarantine to get them out of your home. Performing an audit like this is a necessary step because these products weren't built for longevity. They were launched in the millions during high-speed marketing windows, where the sheer volume and speed of production can outpace the oversight required for permanent household goods. Step 1 is identification. Go ahead and open your cabinets. Push plain, unpainted cups back and pull forward promotional glasses covered in thick, heavy paint. To understand why these specific glasses are a problem, look at how fast food chains like McDonald's became the largest global toy distributors. They packaged Hollywood cross-promotions right into the meal. These partnerships were highly lucrative. A successful Happy Meal tie-in drove incredible consumer demand, generating millions of dollars in extra revenue for massive movie franchises like DreamWorks' Shrek. The main culprits span a very specific time frame. You are looking for brightly colored items tied to major movie and television releases, produced anywhere from the late 1970s up through the early 2010s. These glasses were never intended to be high-quality homeware. They were cheap, mass-produced marketing tools meant to drive immediate fast food sales, meaning the manufacturing process prioritized bright, eye-catching colors over the safety of the materials. Step 2 is assessing the physical risk. Pick up one of the glasses you've gathered and look closely at the painted design. Pay special attention if the paint reaches near the rim or covers the middle where your hands naturally grip. The danger lies in a heavy metal called cadmium. In the 2010 recall, consumer protection groups discovered that the paint on the Puss in Boots Shrek glass was leaching high levels of cadmium directly onto the user's hands. This diagram illustrates how cadmium uses biological deception. A cadmium particle mimics essential zinc, so the cell eagerly absorbs it, but your body cannot use cadmium. Once inside, it damages the lungs and intestines. Over time, kidneys fail and your bones begin to crumble. The dosage required to cause harm is alarming. During the initial investigation, testers found that a child simply touching the Puss in Boots glass 8 times a day exposed them to the absolute maximum safe limit of cadmium ingestion. A child drinking from one of these glasses won't get sick immediately, and that's what makes the hazard so difficult to spot. Heavy metal toxicity is cumulative. The damage builds up slowly over years, meaning the only way to protect yourself is to completely remove the source before symptoms appear.
Step 3 requires understanding the legal environment. Do not assume a household product is inherently safe simply because it was distributed by a globally recognized restaurant chain. This chart shows the massive federal loophole that allowed these products to reach consumers. While federal law capped cadmium at 75 parts per million for children's toys, promotional cups were legally classified as unregulated decorated glassware, meaning no limits applied at all. This exact regulatory blind spot has a long history. In the late 1970s, federal agencies found that painted McDonald's glasses exceeded legal lead limits by over 17 times, yet no recall was ever issued. Regulatory agencies at the time allowed the products to remain in circulation because authorities found no immediate acute health hazard. Safety frameworks rely entirely on rigid legal categorization rather than the functional risk to the user. Because a glass wasn't legally a toy, the safety limits didn't apply. You cannot rely on government agencies to retroactively protect you from a hazard they simply misclassified. Step 4 is action. Take all the highly suspect vintage painted glassware you gathered and place it into a designated cardboard quarantine box. To know for sure what's in that paint, professionals use an XRF analyzer. This is the exact tool used by lawyer Jennifer Taggart in 2010 when she first discovered cadmium in her son's McDonald's Shrek glass. Modern testing using advanced scanners continues to show extremely high concentrations of both cadmium and lead in up to 80% of vintage painted glasses sitting in kitchens today.
An industrial X-ray gun costs thousands of dollars, but you can buy affordable over-the-counter heavy metal testing swabs to run a quick baseline check on your own items at home. However, if you have small children in your household, the absolute safest and most definitive protocol is to skip the testing entirely and permanently remove these items from your rotation. When you are dealing with highly unpredictable, mass-produced vintage paint, a strict physical quarantine is a vastly superior safety strategy than relying on an at-home spot test. You have now successfully audited your kitchen. By isolating those cups, you've eliminated a hidden long-term health hazard from your family's daily routine. The history of the Shrek recall suggests that accountability in these massive supply chains is often reactive rather than proactive. It wasn't internal corporate quality control that caught the cadmium, it was outside pressure that forced the change in course. That pressure only happened because concerned citizens joined forces with politicians like Congresswoman Jackie Speier, providing the concrete evidence needed to force the Consumer Product Safety Commission's hand. Please share this audit process with anyone who might have vintage glassware in their home. You can check the video description below for links to heavy metal testing swabs, and leave a comment letting us know what you found in your own cabinets. Proactive home audits are essential for modern families. Safeguarding our health requires taking immediate action in our own kitchens, because we shouldn't have to wait for a vigilant mother with an X-ray gun to tell us our drinking water is safe.